I'm probably one of the funniest people on the internet. No, I'm not. Okay, and but one of the funniest guys crawling underneath the Range Rover Classic, that's for sure. Okay, welcome back. All right, we're still on the little odd jobs that we have to do. And so I was looking at some stuff this weekend and saw a video from Christian and Vera. Yeah, I watch a lot of their videos. That had them with a spray attachment on the bottom of their spray gun. So I looked for one online at the Amazon and look what I found. So this is bent, so I can plug this into my hose over there, and well, not that you can see it, it's over there, but I'm looking at it, so it came to mind. Anyway, so I can get this, I can put the attachments, sorry, close video. So it has several little attachments, all different kinds here, all. Looks like they're in some kind of looks like, in that fan. Like how many? So this is a 40. There's a couple of zeros, fat zero, little zero. Anyway, I can get a tip, put it on here, and then I can get underneath the truck. So when we start to spray underneath the truck, we can do some high pressure action. Can you see that over there? We can do some high pressure action underneath. How about that? Yeah. Anyway, we can do that. And then we can attempt to get some of the oily and greasy bits off of the underneath. I'm trying to, I guess I'd get underneath ahead of time and spray it with soapy stuff. But there's the straight flat one, so just stick it under there and go, like, look for the angles and try to get it to do that. In order to get under the truck, I've figured out a method here. I'm gonna go ahead and use all of my ramps. And as I've done here, I've jacked up the truck, basically, with ramps here in the shop to prove that it works. It works. All right, so now I can get underneath the truck without really being all that cramped and, you know, being able to get my arms in the right places and stuff. So that's what we're gonna do. So today I'm gonna use this method, and I'm gonna get under there. I'm gonna spray some bed liner on the back side of the footwell where the welding was done, and you saw last week where I sprayed the primer. And then we're gonna get the seat belt bolts, which are one or other of these. I'm not really sure which ones. Anyway, I'm gonna get these installed and the seat belt rings back there and do some measurements. That way I can think about how I'm gonna do the back of the truck. So let's talk about that for a minute. Having a couple of nights of not very well sleep due to stress at work, I've been thinking about how I'm gonna do this back. And so the original plan was to put the be able to still have the single seat. This is a 2/3, 1/3 situation back here. Was to mount it where I could take two people with me. I could still take two people with me if I put in the 2/3 seat. So the 2/3 seat would take up some distance to the middle here and then fold forward still if I needed the space back here. Or I could also, I'm gonna put it on like somehow till I could pull it out easily and not have it. But the bed portion that we're talking about doing with the tray would go all the way to the front and be on the driver's side here. So that would be the thought, like put it in here and then figure out where the middle of that other third seat is, and then figure out how we could get the bed still to be wide enough for me to sleep on, yet still have enough room to do a, you know, tray where it slid out. So I'm still thinking about how that's gonna get done. I haven't decided what I want to do on that yet. But the thought of it just being two-person means I can only take one person with me. And I've got 5 grandchildren. So taking them in pairs might be better. Taking a child with a parent might be better. So it leaves us where we don't have to worry about how many vehicles are dragging along if we just had a single vehicle with 3 seats in it. I know what you're saying, having 4 seats might be better, but I couldn't do my bed if I do that. And the ultimate goal of this is just to be my travel vehicle, not everyone else's travel vehicle. So yeah, so that's kind of the thought there. So more thinking needed on that piece. So we'll get around to it. So all right, let's get started on our underneath the truck jobs, and we'll get started on those while you watch. Okay, we're under the truck. You probably noticed. We're under the truck. We've got to get this seatbelt tool, this mount tool. What the hell, Eric? We've got to get this seatbelt mount. This is the easier one to see right here. So we need to get this up here and mounted into these 3 holes here. So in order to get that up there and hold it in place, it doesn't want to stay. So I'm not going to be able to do that without somebody on top. Well, I'm here by myself. So we're going to do this by ourselves. And how we're going to do that is I've put a string through the top, and I'm going to string it into this piece here. And then I'm going to stick the string back up through the top. And then I will have it where I can pull it up from the top. That's the plan. All right, I can't do it two-handed, so that's all you're gonna get. All right, let's see if this plan works. So, okay, I got that on the bottom, and kind of works. There it is. And I get that. If I can get a couple of turns on that into the screw hole. Yes! Okay, so that's how we're gonna do it. Nice. So we're gonna go down and do that again on the other side, and then I'll come back to the next project. Okay, the string and the washer thing worked swimmingly well, so we just need to button this down a little bit. We also need to line it up so I can put some rivets in it. That way it will not fall back down if I put rivets in it, right? That's what we kind of say to ourselves anyway. So let's put some fat rivets in it, and we'll hold it up with that action. 1, a 2, a 3, 3. Come on, baby. You're good. You're good. Get on out. You're all right. Okay, we'll just push it through the other way. Does not want to come out. Nice. We break our rivet tool for life. Is it never going to work again? Well, great. Well, we're going to fix our rivet tool apparently. Yep, they're fixing our rivet tool now. Alright, let's take the tip off. Let's see what happened. And that got stuck in there. Nice! Okay, that was a nightmare. Okay, but I got it fixed. Alright, let's get the second one in. Lined up. Gonna let that happen again. I'll pull it out this way. Get out, damn you. Well, that does not want to get loose. Cheap Chinese crap. Okay, mission accomplished. So now when I want to take this bolt out, right here and put my rings in to secure something, like if I use that to secure my deck for my slide, or now, you know, seat belts. I got to put seat belts back in this thing. I'll have a way to take that out without that bracket falling back through. Pretty excited about that. Congrats on me. Yes. I used the crap out of these Torx head, socket head, whatever you want to call them, the other day when I removed the back seat. When I removed the back seat of the F-150, and I removed it so I could install the radio cable that I bought, that I'm going to probably either purchase another one of, or maybe just take that one out of the truck. I don't know yet. Anyway, I bought this mount from, who's the company I bought that from? Give me a second. Give me a second. Now I remember. DX Engineering. Dun 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 dun. DX Engineering. So I got that from them, and I got it. I'm pleasantly pleased with it. Made in Japan. So not China. That's cool. And I got this really groovy antenna to go with it. Also made in Japan. Recommended by the Chief Information Security Officer at my bank where I work. He's a big time ham and GMRS guy, and was very helpful in helping me source my radio, which I bought from him because he has spare, and then sourcing this antenna too. So that was really cool of him. Shout out to him. Okay, that's what I got right now. Let's get on to the spraying of bed liner under the truck over there. Okay, we're under the truck. I'm not sure how much of this you can see, but there's a seam right there under that I'll have to coat with some seam sealer. And there's another one way up in there, which you can't see from your angle on the camera, but it needs a lot of seam sealer in there too, just to annoy the chance that water could get up in there and rust on a part that might not have enough paint on it. But that's it. But everything you see in gray will have to be coated in bed liner. So we've got this handy dandy bed liner here, so we'll see about getting that stuff on there as well. So all right, you won't get to watch this. Okay, got it covered. Can you see any of that? All of that black stuff, that's basically the coverage. Yay me and that stuff. All right. Yeah, and I sprayed it and it's dripping. You can see it here. Can you see it there? Because I got my finger in the way. No, because it's not in the shot. Starting to drip on stuff that's gonna get really hot and burn off at some point. So anyway, all right, I'm calling that square. I don't think there's much else I can do about that. All right, let's take a look at our rusting differential up here. Alright, rusting differential video review 1, part 6. Alright, here it is. That's the paint, that's the differential. That's crusty, that's gross. So we're gonna go get a wire wheel, and we're going to attempt to clean as much of that crap off as we can. You can see it up here as well. And it looks pretty gross. So we're gonna get underneath here and get after it with a wire wheel. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because I'm not confident the shot will be all that entertaining. Let's see, can I get it right there? Yeah, I could if I had something to hold the camera up. All right, let's see if we get anywhere with this. Goggles would have been a good idea. That is working actually quite well. It's getting that off. I can see the markings on it now. All right. Mostly less violent than my angle grinder. Makes the same amount of muck though. Man, that's a big old pile of crap. Alright, gotta get around to the other side here. See if I can get in there, get after it. And that's gonna have to be done from over there because if I get underneath it, I'll get covered in it. So that would not be pleasant. No, it would not. Alright, let's get over there. Oh, it's tossing me around a bit, yeah. All right, get in there. I feel like I'm doing the Lord's work, but there's so much I can't reach. Not gonna be the best job with this. No, it's not. Not sure how to get to that stuff. This tool. There's some nooks and crannies on that that's not reachable with the tool. Oh. Come back around over here and move my lightage. See what I'm dealing with on top. It's about the same as I expected. All right, all right. That's a pretty good job. There's a lot of it. There's still a lot I can't get to. I'm just gonna have to paint, I guess. So I'm gonna get a small screwdriver and just kind of scrape some of this bigger, flakier stuff off. And then I'm gonna get some of my paint stuff and then I'll kind of dab it on here. See what happens. That's what we're doing. Okay, I commandeered a spray bottle from Mrs. Okierover's stash. Don't tell her. And I've got a drip pan. So we're going to go ahead and just soak this down. It's probably folly because it's dirty up here, but the rustier parts will get covered with stuff. We'll stick to the back side here if we can get this to feed. The good news is this isn't harmful to anything. Anything it touches that's like my camera that's covered in rust will turn it to magic dust. Alright, got a lot of that coverage. Let's do some of this. Okay, let's go around to this. Well, let's get some on here too. Drip pans work. It's got a peculiar smell to it. I can't place it. I wonder what that smell is. It's highly toxic, I bet. Haha. All right, camera's about to shut off probably. If it hasn't, oh no, it's still running, yay me. All right, battery's getting low. And I'm getting low because I'm tired. And although it wasn't hot today, it was humid. And that takes it out of me. Hey, I'm doing my lover boy impersonation. Everybody's working for the weekend. Okay, that's about it for this week. That worked surprisingly well. I may or may not have seen someone using that stuff that way. So good news, I'll use it that way on other stuff as well underneath the truck. Okay, that's all I got for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Very dirty, and I'm going to go take a shower now and get cleaned up. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe. You got this far, you probably like this content. I'm probably one of the funniest people on the internet. No, I'm not. Okay, and but one of the funniest guys crawling underneath the Range Rover Classic, that's for sure. Talk to you later. Thanks a lot. Bye. 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 Bye now.